everyone, this is Wrenchy Scott Blanford from West End Jiu-Jitsu in the great town of Carleton Place, Ontario. I hope everyone is staying healthy and safe during these difficult times. So today we begin the first of our online lessons. I've never actually done online lessons before, so this is new to me. Hopefully I don't start stuttering like a fool. I'm basically talking to myself. I'm in a big room all by myself and I feel really weird doing it, but we'll get through it. So obviously due to social distancing, I'm not going to be able to show you guys any throws, joint lock techniques, grappling techniques, clinch fighting, anything that involves a partner, because I'm not allowed to have a partner. We have to maintain a certain distance away from people, that 2 meter distance or the 6 foot distance, and the club is still closed. So no one's allowed in here but myself. So sorry. So what our main focus will be on will be our strikes, our blocks, stance techniques, some tai sabaki, which is your body movements or body shifting techniques. We'll go through a quick warm-up just to get the blood flowing and blood circulating. And yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoy this and we'll begin. All right, so let's start with our warm-up. Jumping jacks, ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And side to side, up on your toes. Keep your upper body nice and loose. And left foot forward, going back and forth. Side to side again. And right foot forward, back and forth, or forward and back. And side to side again. From here, straight up. Good, and stop. Legs double shoulder width apart. We're going to twist. Try and keep your feet flat on the floor. And twist your whole torso around, stretching out your back. Look right behind you. From here, stretching up over top. The other side. And down, touch the ground. And we're going to come back the other way, look right up at the ceiling, stretching out that back, all the way up. And standing up, hands on your hips, hip rotations. These are very important for us old guys. Loosen our hips up. And down on our knees, knee rotations. Out of the way. In and out, other way, and up and down. And from here, standing up straight, arms out, palms down, small circles forward, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, all the way. And smaller, and stop, palms up, going backwards, small circles, a little bit bigger, and all the way, and smaller, and stop. From here, 1, 2, all the way up, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. From here, legs double shoulder width apart, toes pointing out on a 45-degree angle. So this is called Sikudachi. It's a sumo stance. Hands on our hips. We're going to sink down and we're going to feel it stretch all through our groin area. From here, left hand, roll it down your shin, towards your foot. Try and keep your back up straight and maintain that low stance. Other side. And back up. From here, we'll walk it out. Bring our heads down. Make sure you keep your head up. Don't ever, when you're doing these exercises, keep your head down. Not very good for your neck. So always try and keep your head up, looking forward. As well, keep your feet flat on the ground. You don't want to be like this. Keep your feet nice and flat. Bring your elbows down to the ground. Turning your left side up on your heel, side split. Around the other side. And back to the front. Walk our feet in, nice and slow. Woo! From here, down on your butts. Legs out, one hand on the mat, one hand on your foot, move it back out. And down your left side, keep your knees straight, head up, and try and keep your back as straight as possible. If you can't reach your foot to pull yourself down, grab onto your shin or your leg, keep the knee straight, and just try and pull yourself down. And up, over, other side. Here, straight down the center, making sure your knees are straight. Try and keep your head up. Don't do this. You'll feel it. It'll start to hurt your neck. It's not good. Try and walk your hands out. Here, bring your legs in, nice and slowly, shake them out. We're going to grab our toes, pull our heels up off the floor. So if you can't do this, if you can't grab a hold of your toes and get your heels up, all you want to do is sit here with a nice straight back. Get your heels up off the floor this way. So you should feel it stretching right in behind your knees. All right? So this will help keep you from hyperextending your knee. All right? So legs up. If it's easy for you, give it a little rock. It'll hurt a little bit more. Bring your feet in, grabbing your ankles, pushing down on your knees with your elbows. Grab your feet, pull up your feet, try and fold yourself in half. And again, keeping the head up. From here, left leg out, right leg up over top. Take your left arm over top of your right knee and twist. Look right around line and stretch out that back. Switch legs, other side. Nice and easy, don't overdo it. Perfect. All right. Let's do this. So, let's start. All the stuff that we're going to be working on is going to be straight off the syllabus. So there's nothing new that I'm going to be showing you guys. I will probably be showing you a couple of different ones that might be a little bit above your level. Don't really have a choice though, because I can't show you any of the grappling or the actual jiu-jitsu techniques that everyone loves to do, all the big throws and all that kind of stuff. So don't worry about it. All the stuff takes practice. It takes time to learn it. And well, we've all been sitting around for the last, month and a half or so. So I know I'm feeling it. Just that little stretch right there hurt a little bit. But that's okay, it's good for you. So, stances, we'll start with our stances. So, everyone remembers our basic ready stance. So, for any new people watching, this is our ready stance. So this right here shows your instructor that you're attentive and you're ready to learn. So at the start of every class or before a warm-up, before a technique is shown, this is how you want to stand. Shows a good deal of respect as well, and lets your instructor know that you're ready, okay? So, this is your ready stance, right here. First stance, or well, the second stance that we'll teach you, or that we'll review for our students, and for any of the new people, this will be new for you, is our front stance, or Dutch. Now, I don't know if you guys can see this on the video. I did check, and I could kind of see it, but I've set up some tape here on my mats, and this is back from my karate days, and I've incorporated this into my Jiu-Jitsu. It's very good, it's very helpful when you're trying to learn your stances, it's very helpful when you're trying to learn your taisabaki, your body shifting, and your body movement, and it acts as like a guide. So it helps you out, and alleviates a little bit of the stress and the thinking involved in trying to figure some of the stuff out. So basically all you have to do is stand on the line and follow the line. So at home, if you want, all you got to do is just make two cross line or one cross line going this way, one or two or three going forward, and then make some 45-degree lines going off to the side. So you'll see what all the lines are for as we go into different techniques and different videos, because I'm probably not going to be able to get through all of it today. Okay? So to start, we're going to start with our front stance. So we're going to start with our feet one shoulder width apart. So your feet should be right underneath your shoulder. That's what the shoulder width apart means, okay? So you don't want to be like this, because now that's pretty much a double shoulder width, okay? So feet right underneath your shoulders from here. Now our front stance comes in as a V. So for any of the new people out there, I'm also ranked in Shotokan Karate. I don't do any of the katas anymore. I'm not going to say anything negative about it. Some people like them, some don't. I personally, I don't like doing katas. I'm more hands-on. But I've incorporated a lot of my training that I got from a great man. His name was Sensei Keith Martin. Phenomenal instructor. He's not teaching anymore. I learned more from that man when I was a kid in a couple of months than from my last couple instructors over a year. So he was a phenomenal instructor, awesome guy. Now, I totally went off on a tangent there. So for our front stance, the way they did it in the Shotokan, or any hard style karate, not just the Shotokan karate, Shotokan likes the really, really deep stances. So when they're going to their front stance, they're very low, very solid, and they're planted like a tree, which is how it was explained to me, and that's how I'll explain it to you. So you're gripping in with your toes, and you're planted, you're unmovable. Jiu-Jitsu, this doesn't really work for Jiu-Jitsu. This works for hard-style karate, because all you're doing is kicking and punching. You don't have to worry about grabbing hold of a guy, throwing him to the ground, clinch fighting, that sort of stuff, right? So this doesn't work for us in Jiu-Jitsu. We need to shorten this up because I can't move. Once I'm here, I'm stuck, right? So I gotta bring that leg in a little bit more. Now I'm upright a little bit more. Same stance, just not as low and not as hard to get up from. Okay, especially for us old guys. So, to start with your front stance, feet are shoulder width apart, and it's going to work in a V. So whenever you're doing a technique, everything has to come back to the center, or should come back to the center. I shouldn't say has to. Reason being, if I've got a guy here and his buddy's behind me or off to the side, if I just do this, I can only go this way. I can't go any other direction because I've already committed myself to taking that one big step forward. But if I'm coming into the center, now I can go any which way that I want to, right? So I don't want to commit, just do this. Not good. So I'm going to make a V with my feet. It's going to come into the center, and it's going to shoot out on an angle to maintain that shoulder width distance. Okay? So when I bring my feet back in, they should still be a shoulder width apart. Same as when I'm stepped straight out here. They should still be a shoulder width apart. Okay? So back up. Now this is where these lines are going to come in. I have these two angled lines on the back of my little puzzle thing that I made here. I'm trying to remember what we call this thing, but anyways, it's just a training aid. Very important for this is when you're stepping out into your front stance, that you're not doing this with your back foot. And hopefully everybody can see that. From here, my foot is off to the side or backwards. For those that don't know, try standing like this and then try and roll your hips forward. You're not going to be able to do it. You're going to feel it lock and it's not going to move. That back foot needs to be angled to the front. That's going to allow you to roll your hips in and get all your power, as much power as you can out of your strikes. If that foot is back, your hips locked, you're not going to be able to get anything in. Foot forward, roll the hips. Okay? Very, very important. So that's what these side or these back angled lines are for. So, from a ready stance, we're going to step out into a front stance. We're not going to do any strikes. All we're going to do, keep the hands to the front in a clenched fist, and step out into a front stance. So from here, foot's going to come in, out at an angle. That foot should be on your one line. Sorry, I missed a spot here, you guys. So these two lines that are running straight down here, I've got one in the middle and two down the side. The two down the side are my shoulder markers. So that's my shoulder distance right there. So when I step out in my front stance, this foot is going to be on my angled line that way. That's going to remind me not to turn that foot to the side. It has to be facing forward. Next, this one's going to shoot in, out at an angle, and you want it to land on that shoulder marker. So that is your perfect front stance, right? It's not going to be like this all the time, but this is how it is, okay? And this is how you want to train. You want to just repetitively do this. Do this over and over and over again. Muscle memory, you're going to remember it. You're not even going to think about it. You're just going to step out and it's going to be there, right? So, from here, we're going to start. Feet shoulder width apart. Foot's going to come into the center. This foot's going to twist slightly to the side. You're going to push off like you're skating. Right into that front stance. Back leg is locked and nice and straight with that back foot facing off at an angle. Front knee is slightly bent. That front foot should either be facing straight forward or curved in just a little bit. And that's it. Nice and low, back up straight, hands out. And up. And again, in, out, front stance. And when you're doing this too, you don't want to do this and step with it. Your foot should be dragging across the mat, okay? This is just so you can maintain your balance, right? If you do this, the second that foot comes up off the ground, you're on one leg and you're off balance. So you want to prevent that. You don't want to be off balance ever when you're doing any of this stuff, okay? You want the other person, your opponent, to be off balance, but you want to maintain your own balance. So the best way to do that is to keep both feet on the ground. Good? Makes sense? I hope so. So, from here, drag it in, shoot it out. This foot should be facing off to the angle. This foot should be shoulder width apart, foot facing forward, front leg bent, back leg straight, back up nice and straight, looking forward. Good? And up. Okay? So, same thing on the other side. Foot's going to come into the side. You're going to twist this foot off to the angle, shoot off like you're skating, and you're going to come straight in to your shoulder marker. Hands out, and again, front leg bent, back leg straight, back foot facing off at an angle, front foot either facing straight forward or curved inward slightly. You want your hips in, nice and straight back, hands out. And up. It's really funny. I've got people walking by the club here staring in at me wondering what I'm doing. I'm sitting here talking to myself. I just had a bunch of guys walk by laughing. Whatever. Okay, so let's do this a couple more times. So we're going to start, feet shoulder width apart, and out, and back. Other side, and back, and again, and back, and again, and back, again, and back. Good. Okay. So, that's our front stance. That's the only stance we're going to do for today, you guys, okay? But what we'll do is we'll build off of that. So we've got some of our other lines here. What we'll do is we'll use our front stance, utilizing some of our lines, and we'll go through some of our basic blocks. So these blocks are going to be off of our white to yellow belt syllabus, okay? We have 5 basic blocks on there that we do. We're only gonna do the 4. They have these same blocks in every style of karate, most styles of jiu-jitsu. Some of them can be a little confusing, some are easy. I'll tell you which ones most people usually have trouble with when we get to it. Okay? So the first one that we're going to do is a high block. Okay? Or Abyuki. So our high block is here. All right? So when we're doing our high blocks, what we want to do is we want to cross our hands to the front. So we're protecting the body and the face. Also, you want that elbow tucked in, and it's tucked in there for a reason. A lot of our blocks and our strikes, or most of them, have these little twists to them. So these little twists add a ton more power to your strikes and your blocks. Okay? So for instance, our outside block, okay? Our outside block comes across here with your palm facing forward, and it has a little twist to it. So that little twist creates a big snapping motion, right? A lot of our blocks have that. And with Abyuki, with our high block, has the same thing where it comes up. The fist is going to stop with the back of the hand facing out, and then it twists up and pops up. So when we're doing it, it comes up here, fist stops right about at your hairline, and then it pops up this way, angled. So in karate, they have 2 different ways to do this block, right? So they have it this way, where your hand is straight across, which we don't use, we don't need it. And then they have it this way, which is angled. It's a much better way of doing it. This way here, it's blunt force, you're stopping it, and it's not going anywhere else. The angled version, it's hitting and deflecting off, okay? So that's the reason behind the 2 different blocks. I only teach this one, it's all that's needed. And it's the better one because it's less likely to hurt your arm if you're getting hit with something. Now, to do this, we're going to utilize our lines again. We're going to step out into our front stance, and we're going to do our high block. Okay? From our ready stance. So remember, foot comes to the center, back foot pivots out onto your line, and then you shoot out like you're skating. As you're shooting out, these hands are coming to the front, protect the body, and this one's going to come up. Now, I still carry this habit. I've had this habit forever, and I do it anytime I practice these basic blocks. I always put my hand down here. It's good and it's bad. So it's bad because when you're actually practicing realistic techniques, or when you're trying to do realistic scenarios and stuff, this habit, it can mess you up. Because you want to keep your hands up and protecting yourself at all times. You don't want to have a hand down here on your hip. Looking at it from a different angle though, it helps you develop a lot more power in your blocks and your strikes. Because this forces you to rotate your hips in. You're taking your whole arm and you're twisting everything in, and that's moving your hips. That's the main reason why they do that, why they have it down here. It's got nothing to do with like a combative art or whatever. I don't know what other people say the reason is why they have it there. It's to help you develop power, and that's it. It shouldn't be used if you're actually doing real street scenario style fighting, right? So, for now though, what we'll do is we will keep our hands down here. If there was a partner, if I had a partner here, because we still use this setup for partner, if he was stepping into me and I was stepping out and doing a block, I'm gonna leave this hand up. I'm not gonna have it on my hip, right? So I would do my block and this hand would still be here so I can come back with a strike. Okay? So, from here what we're going to do, foot comes into the center, this foot turns to the side, and you're going to push off like you're skating, get that shoulder distance in your front stance, front hand, so same leg that's forward, you're going to use that same arm, it's going to shoot up, and as it comes up, fist stops, elbow comes out, so you're blocking with your forearm. This hand's going to come back on your hip, and it's going to twist your hip back. So you want this hip back, and you want it loaded, so that when you do come through that punch, you're twisting your hips, and you're rotating everything in there, so you can get as much power into that as you can. Okay? So let's try that again. From here, out. Oh, I was doing the wrong block. There we go. My first mess up. All right. So from here, we're stepping out, we're coming up with that high block. And back. And again. And back. Again, from here, crosses, shoots up. And back. Here, and back. Try the other side. Here, and back. Here, and back. Let's do the other side. Here, and back. Here, and back. Okay? So, feet in, shoot out, make sure that foot is twisted off to the side. This shoots up, and out, and back. A couple of times. Awesome. Good. Okay, next block that we'll do the outside block. So this is one of my favorite blocks to do. It works really well, especially if you're doing randori or sparring, because a lot of times your hands are already up. And it's a quick little block to do so you can get in there and get some strikes in. All right? So exact same motion. So we're starting with our feet double shoulder width apart. You can start in your ready stance. Foot's going to come in. This foot's twisting off to the side. Skate it out into that front stance. From here, this hand's loading to the side though. Sweeps across the body. When it gets to that point of contact, has that little twist. Okay? So it's going to be up here, cross, twist. Up, cross, twist. And I don't know if you guys can notice that, but I'm still using this arm to protect my body while this is up. Now when you're actually doing these blocks, and a lot of people make fun of the karate guys for the way that they train, because everything is so big and they overdo it with their techniques. Now that's just to help develop speed, power, muscle memory, all that kind of stuff. When you're actually doing these things, if someone's throwing a punch at you, you're not standing like this and going, yeah! It doesn't work that way, okay? All these blocks, the reason why you have that little twist in there is because your blocks are done right from here. You're not going to have time to do this. You might not even have time to do this. You might still get hit. How bad you get hit though depends on how good your blocks are and how fast you react, right? Which is why we train. We train so that we can get faster reaction time and get better at blocks and strikes and, well, run away if you have to. Okay, so from here, what we're going to do, I went off on another tangent there, sorry guys. So yeah, the karate guys do these big, huge motions. We do them too, but when you're actually doing the actual techniques and you're actually sparring or doing randori, the blocks are done from inside your body. You're not opening up your whole body so that the guy can take you out, okay? So from here, our ready stance, foot's coming in, we're maintaining that center, push it out into our front stance, bring that arm up, this arm across the body, and we're snapping it in for that block. Make sure this is coming straight back. You're trying to drive your hips back, which in turn is giving the person less of a target, so you're not square to the person like this. You want to be angled, hip back, fist ready, cocked and ready and loaded. So you can get that punch in, okay? So we're here, in, skate it out, bring the hands up, and back up. And again, and back. And again, and back. And the other side. So here, and in, and back. Here, and back, and up. And back. And back. And the other side. And the other side. Good. So that's our second block. Third one we're going to do is the inside block, or itchy ubi. So I've nicknamed this one the itchy armpit block. It helps my students remember what block it is, right? Especially the kids. The kids love it. They get a good laugh out of it when I say it, the itchy armpit block. So what I mean by the itchy armpit block is when we're doing it, so it's the opposite to our outside block. So instead of coming from the outside, we're coming from the inside, this way, here. So the reason why I call it the itchy armpit block is this arm's coming underneath, you got to itch your armpit, and it's going to come out and do the block. Okay? Very easy way to remember it. Come underneath, thumb up, don't have your hand like this, thumb up so that shoulder stays nice and straight. You'll feel it in your shoulder torque. It's torqued that way, and it feels weird this way. Thumb up, underneath, itch the armpit, comes out and blocks. And again, it's got that little twist to it, okay? So, for here, same thing, we're gonna step in, foot comes off at an angle, skate it out. Now, this block is a little bit different, as it is with a couple of our blocks that we do. There's 2 points of contact with this one. So, the actual block is done with this arm. Here. So I'm here doing the block, and this one's coming in and striking. So I'm going to block, strike, okay? So again, from here, into the center, foot turns to the side, shoot it out, so that you're maintaining that shoulder width distance. Hand comes up underneath and twists out, and you should be trying to pinch your shoulder blades together in the back, okay? In, chest out, nice and puffed, to here. That's how you do this block, okay? Feels very weird. Once you get it though, it doesn't feel so weird anymore. Just like a lot of the stuff, guys. If you're just starting to do it, a lot of the stuff is gonna feel really, really weird and awkward. Once you get it, and once you figure out how to do it in your comfort zone, so everyone's different. The way I do it isn't necessarily the way that you're gonna do it. I can show you the way that I do it, and you're gonna switch it around a little bit to suit your own needs and your body style. Just like, don't get frustrated with it, okay? It comes eventually. So again, starting in our ready stance, hands out. From here, come into your center, foot off at an angle, skate it out, and into your block. And up. And the other side. In, out, and back. In, out, and back. In, out. In, out. Okay. And down. Here. And out. Good. So that's 3 blocks. So our last one is our low block. Most people find this one pretty easy. Not a very difficult one to figure out, okay? All you're doing, same basic concept as the last block that you guys just did, but instead of having the arm come underneath, it's coming up over top, and it's just coming down to the front, okay? So from our ready stance, again, feet comes in, this foot turns to the side, shoot it out, maintain that distance. This hand's coming up by your ear, this one's shooting out to the ground, sweeps across the body, and then gets that little twist in there right at the end. So right at that point of contact, it gets that little twist, okay? So again, here we go. In, up, out, and back up. And again, in, back. Other side, in, and back. Now the karate guys, a lot of the hard style, punching styles, taekwondo, karate, all those styles, everything, when they're doing a lot of these techniques, especially when they're doing their katas, because katas is a very, very, well, it's the basis of their style that they do, right? Everything's got to be straight and rigid. I try not to teach my students to be rigid. It's, number one, you can hurt yourself, right? Same thing, like if someone gets in a car accident, that's a bad analogy, but someone gets in a car accident, if you're floppy and loose and relaxed, there's a high probability, or a higher probability that you're not going to get hurt, rather than if you're all rigid and trying to hold the steering wheel, right? So, same thing with martial arts. You want to be nice and loose and relaxed until that point of contact. Everything gets rigid as soon as you're hitting, and then you're relaxed again. Helps you, well, keeps you from getting winded, because if you're tense all the time, those muscles are constantly working, you're gonna get tired really fast. So you wanna be nice and loose and relaxed. And also, it's just not, you're not gonna be able to move as freely and as quickly if you're rigid like that. You wanna be nice and loose and relaxed, so when you're stepping out, everything is nice and loose and relaxed until you get that point of contact, okay? So, let's try this again. Oh, that was another point that I was getting at. Sorry, I went off on another tangent. So, when you're stepping out, if this arm isn't completely straight, which is how the karate guys will do it, whenever they do any of these blocks, this arm is completely straight, everything is perfect, and everything is down. I don't care about that stuff, okay? If that arm is bent a little bit, I don't care, okay? As long as you're doing the technique properly, according to my syllabus, okay? So from here, coming up, shoot it out, make sure that leg is angled, hand comes down, and then you're back up again. Here, down, and up. Here, down, up. One. There it is. So there's 4 blocks. Those are 4 basic blocks that you learn in most styles of martial arts. Of course, there's a lot more, but we're not going to get into that today. What we'll do now is, so we don't have too much more time. What we'll do now is we'll do some body shifting techniques, okay? So we'll utilize some of these angled lines that we have here on the floor that I've made with my handy electrical tape. So, what we'll do from here is, normally what we would do is we would have a partner standing in front of us here who would be throwing a punch or a kick or some type of strike at you, and you'd be utilizing these lines to get out of the way, okay? That's all taisabaki or body shifting is. It's getting out of the way so you don't get hit. If you don't get that block in there, then you're gonna get hit. So if you don't get that block in there, at least it's gonna glide past you and hopefully save you from a nosebleed or getting knocked out, right? So we're gonna stand shoulder width apart. We're gonna work off of our top angled lines, not the back ones, because the back ones were for our feet for our front stance. Shoulder width apart, standing at ready stance. What we're gonna do for now is we're gonna step off the side this way. I want everyone just to grab a hold of their pants or their belt or keep their hands on their hips like this. Don't do anything with your hands because it'll just mess you up, okay? Just concentrate on stepping, and don't worry about your hands. And we're stepping out into a front stance. So from here, we're coming in and we're gonna shoot out. Now, one thing that you want to make sure when you're doing any type of body shifting exercise is don't leave your back foot back where it started, okay? So don't stand here like this and go, and leave that foot back there. Not good. You want to get your whole body out of the way, right? So you're here, when you're stepping and you're getting out of the way, you're sliding. Everything's sliding. Okay? You're here. You're getting your whole body out of the way. If someone's coming in, they're coming in with a great big kick, you don't want to leave half your body there. You're going to get hit. Get out of the way, right? So, we're here. Grab a hold of your hips, grab a hold of your belt, however you want to do it, and just step to the side and make sure you feel that back foot drag. What I mean by drag is front foot moves, back foot follows, okay? Front foot moves, back foot follows, always. So when we do this a lot, especially when we get into our striking drills, when we're coming in here and we gotta come in sliding our feet, front foot always moves first, and then the back foot comes in, right? So, we're here, hands on the belt, step out on that 45, and when you're stepping out, I don't want to look this way. I want to maintain eye contact or maintain sight on my target. I don't want to lose sight of that guy. I don't want to do this. Now I can't see him. I don't know where he is. I don't know if he's got another body coming in from the other side. Situational awareness, always make sure your eyes are up and you're looking, okay? Here, in, front stance, and back up. Do the other side, and back up. Now, another important thing with these front stances, and back in my younger days when I was doing the, my teenage years when I was doing karate, my instructor used to come along and check our front stances. Now, how he used to check them was, he would come up behind you, he would step on your back leg to make sure it was locked, grab him by the shoulders, and then plop himself up. That's how you would check your front stance. So make sure back leg is locked. Another good point, make sure your heel's on the ground. Don't do this. There's two different ways that I teach a front stance. There's your regular front stance, which is what I'm showing you now. Then there's a different stance, it's called a broken front stance. The broken front stance is, well, it's basically a carbon copy of a boxer stance, how boxers punch. When boxers punch, they have that back leg bent, they twist all their hips and everything in to get all that power into it, and they're collapsing that leg with the heel up, okay? So that's our broken front stance. This is our regular front stance, that's your broken front stance. We're not doing the broken front stance right now, we're just doing a normal front stance, okay? So make sure when you're moving out, from here, your heel's on the ground, and that back leg straight. Don't have it like this, not yet, okay? We'll get to that eventually. So we'll try it again, do it to the other side, out in that front stance. Again, and make sure you're maintaining that forward while you're looking forward. You're not looking to the direction that you're going, right? Here. Again. And back. Good. Now let's try it. You know what? We'll try it with a block and a punch. So I'm not going to overload you guys on stuff. I don't want to do too much. What you guys could do is review the stuff that I'm showing you now and just keep practicing it, keep watching it. Rewind the video, watch it again, watch how I'm doing it. Do it in a way that's comfortable for you though. It's like, I'm not really picky about having people do it exactly my way. I'm not one of those teachers. Those guys kind of drive me a little bit nuts because everyone's different. Everyone's body is different, everyone moves differently, everyone talks differently, right? Like, everyone's different. So, you have to be able to do this stuff proficiently. You have to be able to do it at the drop of a hat. It has to be instinctive, and if you're doing it in a way that's uncomfortable for you, you're not going to want to do it. So, make sure that when you're doing it, just check it. If it's more comfortable for you to have your foot a little bit more forward or a little bit more to the side, you can still get your hips around, perfect. As long as you can still roll your hips around and get that punch in, awesome. I'm not ever going to criticize any of my students for maintaining a level of comfort while they're training. Okay, it's very important. So, what we'll do for here is we're going to do a block and a punch with this now. So we're going to start in the same position, feet shoulder width apart, nice, strong, ready stance, back up nice and straight, looking forward, confidence, and ready to learn, right? So from here, we're going to step out on our angled line. So we're going to picture a punch or a kick coming straight in, moving off out of the way. We're going to do a block, and then we're going to do a punch. And see what I did with my hips there? So we're here, out, block, hips are this way, then I'm going to come around, and I'm going to take his head off, all right? I'm joking, I'm not going to take his head off. So we're here, we step out, block, punch, and back, okay? And again, block, punch, and back. Other side, 1, 2, and back. Now, I tend to switch back and forth. I'm trying to talk, I'm trying to concentrate on what I'm doing at the same time. And it's really distracting that I'm here by myself, and I feel like I'm talking to myself. I feel kind of silly. But if you guys want to try it, try doing this both ways. So try it the old school way, which is hand in the chamber. So this is called the chamber. And then try it again, keeping that hand up and protecting the face, because that is the actual way that you should be. You're not ever going to fight somebody by going, ah, ah. It doesn't work that way, right? So you're here, everything's in, and then you're coming in with your punches, okay? So try it both ways. So from here, we're going to step out, make sure you're getting your whole body in the way. Lost my balance there. So here, you're out of the way, throw that punch, and then come back, okay? Then we're going to do the other side, in, out, hand up this time, punch it out, and back. Okay? And again, in, out. Do the other side, we'll keep the hand up this time. In, out. So, to explain these punches, because I kind of jumped the gun a little bit, I didn't really explain to you guys the different punches. We have tons of different punches and strikes. Every martial art does. You're probably only going to ever use 2 or 3 different strikes. You're never ever going to use all of your arsenal. Now, Sensei Keith Martin told me this. I was probably about 12 or 13 years old when he was explaining this to me. He's like, Scott, you're only ever going to use 2 or 3 techniques in your life when you're fighting. He's like, you're going to have your favorite techniques, and those are going to stick with you. You're going to learn all the other ones. You're going to have a whole bunch of stuff that you're going to know, but you're always going to stick to those 2 or 3 different techniques. And he was right. He was so right. Throughout my life, that's all I've used. I have my favorite few techniques in there that I'll use all the time, and I'm not going to tell anybody what they are. But find out what your favorite techniques are. If that's what you like, don't worry about all the fancy stuff. The fancy stuff is there because it's fun, keeps you in shape, and it helps you develop better skills. But a lot of times the basic stuff is all you're going to really use, right? So, back to what we were doing. So this is going to be our last thing, you guys. I got to get home for dinner, and my wife's at home with 5 kids right now. She's probably ready to strangle me when I get back, so I don't want to be too much longer. All right, so we're back to here. Start in a ready stance. Step off to the side, get your whole body out of the way. Do that block, do the strike. When you're doing the punches, this is what I meant to tell you guys. Our blocks have these little twists to them. Our punches have the exact same. They have a corkscrew, okay? Now, this is another karate thing that I've incorporated into our style jiu-jitsu. The style jiu-jitsu I do is called Daidaru. Now, it's not to be mistaken for Daidaru Aki Jiu-Jitsu. Any style of Aki Jiu-Jitsu is the old sword-wielding samurai art, right? Not very good for street defense. It was good back in the day when it was needed and necessary. Today it's a little bit different, right? No one's walking around with a big Japanese sword swinging at people. So we don't need to learn defenses from someone coming in with a big sword strike. We need defenses from people punching and kicking at you and trying to choke you out. So Daidaru Jiu-Jitsu is an updated version, or a more up-to-date version, of its mother art, which is Daidaru Aki Jiu-Jitsu. We still do have some Aki techniques in it. We tend to do a lot of things close related to judo aspects, so we do a lot of the judo throws. The judo actually comes from this style. But it had all of these same strikes in it, but they weren't very effective. They weren't very strong strikes. The focus was more on throws, takedowns, joint locks, locking the person up, choking them out, that kind of stuff, right? So the main focus, or one of the bigger focuses, wasn't on hard, powerful strikes. So that's the whole reason why I incorporated all the karate strikes and blocks and stances into the style. And actually, it works out really, really well. They complement each other very well, as long as you're not doing those really, really deep stances and stuff, because then you can't move. You're stuck. All right? So, where were we? All right, again, so a couple more times, and then I've got to get going here. Stay in our front stance, stepping out, do the block, and punch, and back. In, block, punch, and come back. So in, and while you're doing this, work your brain a little bit and just picture someone in there, picture the fist coming at you, and picture you getting that block in on it, okay? Very, very important to run these types of scenarios, or just to picture this type of thing. It helps you a lot. It really, really does. Even if you pick a point on the wall, or put a little piece of tape on the wall or something, and you can use that as your target, so I can see that piece of tape, or I can see that target on the wall, and that's what I'm aiming for when I'm coming in with my punches and stuff, right? So again, from here I'm stepping out, same leg and same arm blocks, punch. And use those lines. So when I'm stepping out, I should be going the same direction as the line that I have on the floor here. So I'm just following that line, very, very easy. Here, 1, 2, and back. 1, 2, and back. Okay? That's all the time I have for today, you guys. Thank you very much. I hope to do at least one more video this week. Just like everybody else, my wife and I, we have 5 kids at home. They're doing homeschool and just, yeah, everything is just crazy, as it is for everyone. So I'm going to try my best to get down here and do another video this week. If not, keep practicing this one. Just keep practicing this kind of stuff. Try and do it every day. Realistically, in order to get good at any of this kind of stuff, you guys, you can't just do it once a week. You're not going to learn anything. You've got to do it at least 3 or 4 times a week. If not, 5 or 6 times a week, really. It doesn't take long. It's a good workout if you do it consistently and you just keep doing it and you're not doing it lazily, like you're not just watching the video and going, Actually do it and try and do it. Start off doing it slowly, and then as you're doing it, start doing it a little bit faster when you're coming in with it, right? So try and get some snap into it, try and do it faster, get a good workout. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.